I'm James Gallo. Welcome back for another edition of Yara Sittn with Stutts as we catch up to Moose Jaw Warriors head coach Mike Stothers. And Mike, not the greatest start to 2013 for the Moose Jaw Warriors right now, but let's talk about two things real quick. First off, what are some of the areas that you've liked from your team since coming back from the Christmas break, and what are some of the areas that have been big concerns for your squad?
Well, I think obviously, James, we came back from the break. We won our first two, and then we've kind of been snake bit ever since. And for the most part, I've been pleased with the effort. I think there's maybe two games that I could say that I was disappointed in our performance, which is unusual for us. I think we've seen some definite growth in some of our younger players. I think Gore and Potomac and Workentine and Yara are contributing, maybe not on the score sheet, maybe not the way they would like in that regards, but I think their play has improved. I think they're becoming more aware of what their jobs are defensively. Certainly we can use them more in different situations. The fact that we've got Morgan Riley back recently certainly helps us. I don't think Morgs has contributed the way I know he will. He's been through an awful lot with the World Juniors and then the Leaf Camp, and I think he has to get reacclimated to the pace or the lack thereof of what he's been accustomed to. Pointer's still been good for us, and overall I just think that we've been in most games, James, and I think that we played some good teams very well. Calgary, 3 out of the 4 games we played them tight, so try to draw the positives from there. But again, now you're asking about what we'd like to see improved. Well, we've got to find a way to win some games. We've had some close games, close decisions. We haven't found a way to win. We've had some games where I thought that we were the better team and we should have won. But for whatever reasons, whether it's inexperience or just not knowing how to play in certain situations at this point, or maybe being overmatched about a more experienced team, it's a growth. It's a process. Overall, I would say that if you take out the wins-loss situation, I think I see us going in the right direction, and I know those losses will turn into wins sooner or later.
This time of the year, with the playoffs looming, how important are the veterans on this team to try and be those leaders, not only on the ice and off the ice, but to try and get them out of this current funk?
Well, you really lean on your veterans, and I think that's an area that I know that can improve. I know that the guys they want to help, they want to, and maybe they're guilty of trying to do too much. You look at your Kendall McFall. I think he's playing his steadiest and best hockey right now that he has all season long. And Justin Kirsch has been contributing some points to us on the power play. Now we've got to get him going 5-on-5, 4-on-4 type of situation. And Messier, I know he wants desperately to help the team. He wants to score some goals, and I think he can go a long way to improving that just by, he's a bigger body on our team, playing hard, crashing the net. I don't think Mess is going to be a guy that's known as getting pretty highlight reel goals. It's just going to be the ugly ones from crashing the net, standing in front, probably on his knees, whacking in a rebound. I think if we can get that established, James, I think it'll go a long way to help us. As I alluded to earlier, with Morgs back, it gives us what we feel pretty solid first 4 with Kendall, Morgs, and Brown and Bell. And I think our goaltending has been, although they're both young, I think they've done their part. There's been a lot of times where they've held their own and we haven't scored enough for them. So again, it's a matter of it's all in how you want to look at it. If you want to pick it apart and find flaws and defects, you can. I don't think there's anything constructive in that. We try to look at the good. We try to look at the positive, and we take each game as it comes.
Now, coming down the stretch and looking at your schedule, looks as though a lot of games against some of the top teams in the Eastern Conference out of the way. I know there's one game left with the Edmonton Oil Kings, but the cliche is control your own destiny. A lot of games against teams that the Warriors need to leapfrog into the playoffs. Do you feel as though this is a prime example of controlling your own destiny and worrying about the Moose Jaw Warriors and not what any other team is coming down here in the home stretch?
Exactly. I mean, the teams that we're playing are the teams that we need to catch and chip away at, and you can scoreboard watch if you like, but if you control your own destiny by winning games, we have the matchups that we need, that we're looking for, and I think it's important that we take it a step at a time, game at a time, and just make sure that we're prepared and ready to play and out-compete and outwork whatever opponent it is, And I think if we win our fair share of games here down the stretch, we've got a legitimate shot at making the playoffs, and that has not changed in our mindset at all. I mean, we still believe that we're a playoff team, and we'll do everything in our power to get in there.
Always great catching up with you there, Mike.
Thanks, James.
Yara Sittn with Stutts. This has been another edition on Warriors TV.